YouTube, you are now watching Gunplay TV, and today on the channel we're taking a first look at the all-new Sauer P320 AXG Pro. Okay, and so of course, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd ask that you pause this video now, scroll down, take a look for that subscribe button, and once you've found it, go ahead and give that a click for me. I do appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Reach for the sky.
Alright, and so we're taking a first look at the Sauer P320 AXG Pro. Okay, and so for the remainder of the video, I'll probably just refer to this as the AXG Pro. I think everybody that's watching this video is likely familiar with the P320, the modularity, the reliability, right, the platform itself that this is built upon, alright? And so aside from the fact that you get a P320, what exactly do you get to kind of justify this price tag, okay? And so, of course, it is the first full-size pistol from Sauer that's going to kind of utilize that AXG grip module, okay? Of course, AXG being aluminum XSeries grip, okay? And so we know P320s, right? They've had a series of different grip modules come out. In fact, now they've got third-party manufacturers working on those. This is one of the first full metal frames from Sauer, okay? And so, of course, this is an all-black model, and it's going to lend itself to a nice sleek look on an all metal gun, right? So that's something that we frankly haven't had too many options for in the field of P320s to this point. And so with that all metal construction, it's kind of reminiscent of a 226, maybe a 229. But of course, if you're familiar with the P320's ergonomics, it's going to be very, very familiar. And so from, what you get on the surface, right, they kind of combine that Pro slide with this new all black, all metal frame, right? So you get an all metal gun, kind of competition like in design, right, with the lightened cuts here in the slide, right? And frankly, they do look quite good. It is an optic ready slide. And of course you get those Sauer X-ray night sights right out of the box. So at first glance, right, you do kind of see some of the value that you're getting. So in addition to the all metal frame that you get right from SIG, they've also worked with Hogue, and they include some G10 grip scales here, right out of the box. What's also cool with these, of course, we can see that they are removable here on both sides. But also, if I was to kind of disassemble this, if you will, we'd see that even this rear plate is removable as well. So we'll probably see some additional colors, different designs, maybe the ability to get some that are blank and have somebody stipple those for you and get those bolted in. We'll kind of see what SIG does down the line with that. Now, I mentioned kind of disassembling this to pop out that rear grip scale. The only way that I'd be able to do that, of course, is if I popped out this magwell, okay? And so you do get a magwell right out of the box. This is, of course, unloaded. All right, and so it is nice that they've included that magwell. That's going to facilitate the reloads, and of course, it's even nicer that it's removable, right? And so if you have to run a competition and magwells aren't allowed, you can quickly pop that out and you're good to go. Now, furthermore, we can see right here on the surface, right, you get the flat-faced kind of X-Series trigger from Sauer. So this isn't as smooth or crisp, as at least in my opinion, as the Legion trigger is. But of course, right out of the box here, we do get that flat face trigger. It's going to kind of ensure that we get a 90-degree break. And as far as creep, there is much less than the standard P320, right? I've got one of those here. And that one, of course, creeps quite a bit more even before breaking. All right, so maybe when I put my new trigger in this gun, I'll take this one out and pop it in my other one, right? And of course, I can always swap the FCUs. That, of course, right, comes right back to the modularity with the SIG platform, but I digress. Of course, up top, in addition to the lightning cuts that we get on that Pro slide, it is optic ready, okay? And so SIG says that this is ready pretty much for their ROMEO series, the ROMEO 1, the upcoming ROMEO 2. I'd love to review one of those. The only other model that SIG endorses on their website is the Deltapoint PRO. Now, as far as I can tell, I have popped this off and I'll roll in some footage of that here in a bit. This is actually also compatible with Triticon and therefore hollow sun optics. So if you're looking at this and you thought that maybe you'd have to get it milled after the fact, at least the models that are on the shelves right now are going to be compatible with that RMR and hollow sun optics. So for me, I'll probably end up putting a Triticon SRO up top, maybe one of the hollow suns with the ACSS reticle, we'll see. But either way, right out of the box, that's pretty much a $100 to $200 savings in the sense that they include that optic plate and it's pre-drilled right out of the box, so you can mount your optics straight to the frame. No adapters, no weird dovetail stuff that you have to pop out your rear sights for. it's good to go. All right, and so lastly, we do get 2 flush fit 17 round magazines with these Henning Group aluminum base pads on them, right? So why aluminum? Well, metal is better, right? This is an all metal gun, so I imagine they were trying to kind of keep that theme going. These are the same base pads that they use on the Legion. But aside from that, right, the aluminum is going to kind of add some extra weight to the base of the magazine, and it's going to help that drop free on reloads. Of course, it's also going to add a little bit of extra weight to the gun, which is going to help mitigate recoil. And then, of course, lastly, aluminum is probably a bit more durable than the kind of standard polymer. Now, of course, you still get magazine interchangeability with all your other full-sized magazines from SIG Sauer, right? I've got one here with my Terran Tactical base pad on it that fits fine within the magwell, so you're good to go with your existing magazine collection, right? All right, so we've got kind of the basic surface stuff out of the way. I'm just gonna rattle off some specs for the people that are kind of wondering, right? Of course, this is a 9mm pistol. You are gonna get the 3-dot tritium. So these are going to be night sights out of the box, the X-ray 3 day-night sights from SIG Sauer, and of course you also do get that optic cut, as I mentioned, compatible with the ROMEO1, ROMEO1 Pro, ROMEO2, Deltapoint PRO, and as far as I can tell, Trijicon RMR platform as well. Now, moving on to the barrel, this is going to be your standard P320 barrel, right? It's 4.7 inches, so it's the full size, but it's not the big boy bull barrel that you get on the Legion, right? So SIG Sauer still says that their Legion is still their top tier model, and so let that say what it will. This actually comes in at 35.4 ounces, so quite a bit heavier than your standard SIG Sauers, right, with the polymer grip frames, but still, once again, not as heavy as your SIG Sauer Legion P320s, right, that have that TXG with the tungsten infused polymer. That still comes in a bit heavier than this, surprisingly enough. Moving on to the frame, so despite the name, right, AXG, that A being for aluminum, SIG claims this is made from stainless steel, unless that's a typo on their website, right? So much for AXG, I guess, but neither here nor there, right? Both the slide and the frame are stainless steel, so great materials as far as I'm concerned. And of course, there is no manual safety on this firearm, right? This is my safety. So that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for the P320 AXG Pro, right? Of course, this is just a first look. You will see a lot more on this channel for this particular platform. I'm looking at trying my hand at USPSA, and so this will probably be my gun for that. Maybe run some carry optics, maybe some open if I work my way up to that, right? Much to that point, we'll probably work our way around to doing quite a few modifications on this guy. I've actually already got a Grey Guns competition trigger on the way to replace this flat face, and still debating what optic I'll put up top, and of course that means I'll swap the sights as well. Probably put a tungsten guide rod in there. I think I've got to lose that magwell if I'm gonna shoot competition, so maybe it'll be nice to have the extra weight up front, maybe put a gas pedal up here if that's permitted. So we'll do quite a bit with this guy, I think, and hopefully we capture a lot of footage for this. But of course, this just being the first look at this platform, we're going to revisit this in a full review once I get to put some rounds to this guy. As we look at it now, it is fresh out of the box, with the exception of myself having done a whole lot of dry firing and magazine changes with this guy. But with all that being said, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you for watching Gunplay TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a comment for the algorithm.